Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. What's good, y'all? We back. This is a crochet video. Listen, do y'all buy this type of yarn, the Red Heart Granny square? I bought a bunch of these while they were on. I bought a bunch of them in different colors off of yarnspirations.com. They had a sale about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it was these were $5.99 on there. So I bought different colorways, and I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I'm definitely going to do the squares. I have purchased Red Heart Granny. My first one that I purchased, it was like green. It was white, green, red, and black. Like the Jamaican colors or the African, what is it called? It's not African paganism. I forget, but like the whole thing with Marcus Garvey and all that kind of stuff. It was that. Those colors that they used to use. So what I did, I made, what did I make out of that? The first thing I did, I think I just let the squares, I let it do what it was going to do and didn't really try to follow it to make the colors line up, I think. And then I actually did follow the pattern on the label to learn how to do the squares so they can line up the right way. And what I found with that first time that I bought some, I found that I had to use an eye hook. And I think an eye is like 5.5 millimeter hook or whatever. So I did like 5 squares and I made them into a hat. And but I haven't finished the brim of the hat or whatever. They all stitched together, but the brim of the hat isn't done. And then I got some other squares, and I think I had some more squares left over. And I was like, I don't know what I want to do with these squares, so I just left them be. But said all of that to say, I also bought 2 other colorways, 4 skeins of 2 other colorways. And that's what I used to make that crochet hooded cardigan for my mom that I've put up on here. It's got like greens and blues, different shades of greens, blues, and some black. That's what it is. Those were the granny square ones, but that was just like, I think I did half double. The pattern the lady did called for single crochets, and I did half double crochets all the way through. And by the lady, I mean, it's MJ's off the, is it MJ's off the hook crochet design? Something to the, I know it's MJ's and something with the word hook in it. She's on social media platforms as MJ's hooks or off the hook designs or something. But I followed her pattern to do that cardigan for my mom. So anyway, I'm going to make a bunch of squares and do something. I don't know if I'm going to make a blanket, a clothing, an article of clothing or whatever, but I bought all kinds of shades, just different shades of the or colorways of the granny, and we're gonna get into it because I'm about to show y'all how I work it. This one is called Black Scarlet Sands. That's what this one is called. So first up, I pulled some out. First up, you got to make a loop with your yarn. Put your hook in there. And just for y'all, I am using Susan Bates US 7 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. Okay? The pattern that they had on there, I think it said like chain 5 and then do a slip stitch through the first chain that you made and then drew up a loop of 6. But I don't do 6 because again, I don't like my crochet corners. I don't like my corners to be real big. So I'm going to do a chain of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch in the first chain that I made. I'm going chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to start doing my shells. So 3 double crochets in the circle. Wait a minute, that didn't come off right. It split my yarn. chain 1, 3 double crochets inside the circle, chain 1, 3 double crochets inside the circle, and look at how much space I got left of the blue. And I've done my sections already, which means, and all I need to do is do 2 more double crochets and then slip stitch. I have too much blue left over, which means I gotta go back and put some slack in my stitches, which means create a looser tension. My tension was too tight, so I'm gonna need to make a looser tension and to get it to line up. Or I could take out my little loop and use a little bit more of this so I won't have that problem again. So make the tail longer. Alright. Let's see how it's gonna go this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it can become frustrating sometimes, having to start over, take out, start over, to get it to line up correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do like that to leave that space a little bit bigger to make sure I'm using up the yarn. So 3 double crochets in the center, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the center, chain 1. This is how much I got left. Hopefully it's going to line up. I did my chain 1, 3 more doubles. Okay, this is how much I got left. Let's see. Now chain 1 again. And now this first chain 4 counts as the first double crochet and the chain 1 for the chain 1 space. So now I just have to do 2 doubles. And look how much I got left over. So by the time I do my slip stitch in chain 1, in chain, it should take up that last little bit and we should be on to the red for the next round. And there it is. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Again, that first chain 4 counts as the first double crochet and the first chain 1 for the chain 1 space. And the chain 1 for the chain 1 space, not the first, because it's only one chain 1. Okay, so now we're going to the next corner. Let's make the next corner. 3 doubles. And that's 3 doubles in the chain 1 space that we created in the first round. Chain 1, 3 more doubles. Three doubles. And I do not chain 1 in between my stitches. I only chain 1 in the corners. 2 more doubles here. Chain 1. 3 more doubles. So that's 2, 3. Move to the third corner. Well, really, this is the fourth corner. 3. I was about to say tree, y'all, like Birdman. 3 doubles. And how much I got left? Yeah, this should be enough. 3 more doubles after that chain. Never mind that house phone. Nobody's calling for me. so I'm not answering it. Alright, y'all. It stopped ringing. Alright, so we now back to the first corner, and we got to do our double to complete that first shell. So we got to do 2. 1, 2, and look how much red we got left. It's too much. So now we got to take it out, and sorry about that. We got to take it out and like lighten up, loosen our tension. I might even want to like go back to the first round and like put a little bit more slack in the stitches from the first round so that it can start where it's like because the first chain was a little bit on the dark blue black side colliding with the red. So that's the chain 1, right? And I made it kind of big. So now I made my 2. And see now how we don't have that much of it left. So hopefully when I pull it through here, alright. And then I go into the chain space and then slip stitch one more time. And now that we started, now it's actually on the red instead of on the little piece of black. So now 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. My tension is super loose because I'm trying to make sure it's going to line up when I get back around. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, hopefully we can get the 2 that we need for the first corner and slip stitch through and be at the yellow when it's time to start the second round. Let's see. I hope I made these stitches loose enough. 1, 2. Slip stitch to the top of the first chain. And we did it. Now you're going to start the yellow round. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And as I've said in the previous video, when you get to the third round of a square or anything that you're going around and around and you're doing shell stitches, remember, these are your corners where you put in 2 sets of shells, and these spaces just the spaces in between. And I do not, again, I don't chain one in those spaces. They create a space when you're going around. That, it just creates a space on its own. I only put chains in my corner spaces. Okay? So 3 makes a shell. 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We 5 minutes in on this video since I picked the camera back up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And we still have a whole lot of this gold left. We got all of this till we get to the pink. I pulled it out some so I could see what the process was going to be. Alright, so now time to make a corner. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. We're in the home stretch now. 1, 2, 3. 1. Now we only got like 4 more double crochets to go. Can we get 4 out of this piece? I don't know. I might have to go back and tighten up some of my stitches. 1. That's the 3, yeah. See how we ran out? And I haven't even done the 2 here. Because I got to do 2 more doubles right here and slip stitch to this one. So that means we got to go back and tighten some of the stitches so we'll have enough. So I'm going to start here with the tighter stitch. So that means tighten my tension up. Just 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that should work. Hopefully. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, hopefully that works. 1, 2. Now to slip stitch. And it worked. See? And then we start with the pink. 1, 2, 3, 4. So using the all-in-one granny square yarn, I mean, it's not hard once you find what size hook works for your abilities and your tension to make the squares go and the way that they should, and the colors line up at the beginning of each row. And you see, it's just about trial and error, playing with it, playing with your tension and hook sizing. 1. I'm just going to complete 1 square for y'all with this yarn. So if you're coming along with me, by all means, do it. Do it, do it, do it. And I think the colors I got, I mean, some of them coordinate with each other, but some of them don't. They don't match up. But guess what? I bought it anyway. And I don't know what I'm going to do, how I'm going to put them all together, but I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something with it. I think these squares give you 5 rounds. I think the last round on this is going to be, is this pink the last round? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it can't be. The pink isn't the last round. On this is the black. Black is the last one. And don't mind my face, y'all. I'm not a bee. It's just I have resting bee face, or I'm so focused on what I'm doing that it might look like I'm angry, and I'm really not. I'm just focused and zeroed in. Laser focused, hyper focused. Alright. I might have to take out, because this is what I got left. And I still have to do 2 shells here. So that's 6 double crochets here in between these. And then 2 more there. So I need to do 8 double crochets out of this. And I don't know if I can get it. We're about to see. I think I'm going to take this half of the corner out and like tighten my tension a little bit to make sure I have enough. Y'all getting to the end? Because I see the black. Alright. So hopefully this right here is enough for the 2 double crochets that are left. So 1. Nope, and it's not. I gotta take out a little bit some more. From right here. Tighten that. Tighten that. Alright, this should be enough. Let me tighten that a little bit more. Alright, that worked. You see how I had to play? to get it to line up. And we're about to start the last round of this square. What? I wonder what made them put these colors together. Like with this dusty gold, red, blue, and then this pretty fuchsia pink and black. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the last round. And at this point, it doesn't matter. You won't have to keep taking it out because honestly, you should have a little bit left over by the end so that you can cut and then start on the next square. You know what I wish? I wish they made this. I see that they got the Bernat. Is it Bernat? It's Bernat. Bernat blanket version of this. So that you can make bigger squares. But I wish they that they decided to do this also with like cottonese type yarn, or a cotton blend, so that you can make garments for the summertime, for the warmer months, with it. That's what I wish. And I also wish that they made it so the square can be a little bigger. And like you can make a square, if the yarn is going to be this weight, which is worsted weight or 4-ply, if the yarn was going to be this weight, I wish that they could add more colors into it so that you can have at least a square about like this. So that would mean you probably would end up having maybe like 8 rounds of color, different colors. Something like that, 8 rounds, 8 or 9 rounds. I wish they would have like start to do it like that. And that way you don't have to worry about, you know, cutting and switching colors and weaving it. Although, I recently discovered a couple weeks ago a new way to weave in. But it's just, it's some work involved in it because you're like using a smaller needle to like do the color like this, and then the other color will go this way and go into itself like that. And you would take the needle and weave back into this and pull it tight so it can look like one continuous strand of color or of yarn, I guess. And you don't have to like weave in the ends for real, which is a plus. But it's the taking the time in between every time you're changing color to do that, you know. But honestly, I'd rather do that than to wait and save all that to the end. Oh, Lord. I'm going to tell you a project that had so many ends to weave in, and it was so frustrating. Doing those, when I did those mosaic blankets, I love the don't get me wrong, I love the finished product. But because you switch your color every row with the mosaics, and then having to hide those ends in the border of the project, it was a lot. It was a lot because you had these little small pieces. And then you gotta like slip stitch all the way around, and then do front loop single crochets all around one side, and do back loop single crochets all around the other side to do the border. So basically you're doing the border twice, and then you stitching it up right here on the ends. You stitching them together to be closed, and that's how you hide the ends on those mosaic blankets. And I've seen some people use the mosaic patterns to make clothing items. Y'all go right ahead. I just think about all that work involved in slip stitching all the way around, and then when you go on one side, the slip stitch can feel like kind of loose and make it easy to go into, but sometimes it's difficult, especially when you get on the back side of the project and you having to go into the slip stitch to make a stitch. It's a lot of work, doing those mosaics, but they do end up being so pretty, like so pretty. I even for the mosaic blankets, that was the first time I actually was sit in another person's patterns I followed. The same lady, MJ's Crochet Designs. I followed one of hers for the first mosaic blanket that I did, and then the other person I follow, and I would listen to her and type out the actual pattern, so I wouldn't have to keep pausing and stop and pausing and stop. I would listen to it and type it out, type the pattern up and save it. It's it's not Spider Crochet. I think her name like Crochet Granny or somebody like that. At some point, maybe I'll look it up and then I'll put her name in here on the screen so y'all can see it. But the patterns, like once you get it down, once you listen to what she's saying and type it up or whatever, and you can like go back to your notes to like make sure you're doing the right stitches and stuff. It's not that hard. It's a lot of work with the going around and going in the slip stitch to make a stitch when you're trying to do the border of the project. And we almost to the end, y'all. See? And it's weaving into that blue again. And now all we have left is the 2 double crochets in that first chain 1 space. Alright, I ended up being at the blue. I don't want that, so let me go back in here and make something tighter. I can make this stitch right here tighter to give me a little bit more slack. This thing took 23 minutes and 7 seconds at this point. Square would have been done if we was just working regular stripes or something. You know? So, there it is. And at this point, you just cut, pull through. It makes a knot here. And this little piece, I'll take a needle and weave in to the top of here. And this piece, I will tighten that because I don't like this. I don't like the hole in here. So I would use this to pull it around and everything to tighten that in there. But there's the crochet, granny stripes, square. Again, it's all about you playing with your hook size to help you, because your tension and my tension are different. But it's cute. I don't know if I like these colors together, but I'm about to make something. I don't know. I did 3 squares from 3 other colors too. I gotta go look in my box because I forgot how many of these I ordered. But I'm trying to get one square from each box and then put it together in my mind how I'm going to set the squares together or sew them together, like what color's going to go with what. And then I think at that point, that's when I'll decide what it is I'm making and know how many squares of each one that I need to do what I'm doing, you know? All right, that's it. Crochet Granny Square by Red Heart, worsted weight yarn, Granny Square. Again, I used the Susan Bates 7 crochet hook, which is 4.5 millimeters. I ordered these from Joanne. Oh, I'm going to miss that place. I wish somebody would have bailed them out, but no such luck. Baby, I said take your time. It's no rush. Baby, I'm a dog. I'm a mutt. What y'all think I'm going to make with them? I have not learned how to put something together to make pants yet. So I can't say it's going to be pants. I don't need another blanket, so I'm probably not going to make a blanket. It's probably going to be some kind of article of clothing. A skirt, a shirt, something. I don't know, but we're going to see. Bye.